this back and forth with North Korea, where is it going? Joe Witt actually coordinated the 1994 North Korea nuclear deal. He does this right now. Sir, very good to have you. What do you think of what's going on in the headlines largely?
You know, honestly, I don't know what to make of all this. It's a real roller coaster ride, and I'm not sure where it's going to end up. All along, I've thought the summit would happen. Yesterday, I had my doubts. Today, I'm not sure. So I think the bottom line here is we just all have to wait and see.
Who needs this summit more? You would think the North Koreans, so they don't want this to fritter away, but they don't want to come to the table looking like they have. What do they do?
Well, I think the North Koreans do want to have the summit, but I think they're also perfectly willing to walk away. So right now, it looks like what's going on is a lot of tactics, and there isn't an overall strategy. And for the North Koreans, of course, they can't come to the table looking weak because they're a much smaller country than the United States, and they feel their weakness. So, you know, let's hope it's just bargaining and tactics and not some bigger problem here.
When you were negotiating with the North Koreans back in the 90s, was China as big a factor in your discussions as it clearly is today?
Well, China was a big factor back then, and we worked very hard to keep the Chinese on board with us. We met with the Chinese constantly. We told them what we were doing. The big difference back then, though, was we were engaged in very serious diplomacy, and the Chinese liked that, so they were willing to play along with us. More recently, there hasn't been much diplomacy, and that's made them less likely to be very supportive of us. And now with the summit, I think overall they will support having the summit, and also they're very interested in a good diplomatic outcome.
You know, it's interesting. I guess it depends on the prism through which you examine these things, Mr. Witt. But as much as we don't seem to trust Kim Jong-un, maybe you were dealing clearly at the time, I think, with the father, and then, of course, his father before him. There's a sense that when I read the Asian press, particularly the Chinese press, they don't trust the United States. So it's a mutual sort of cautious, you know, back-offish approach. What do you make of that?
Well, the Chinese don't trust the United States, and the level of distrust has varied depending on administration. So when I was in government, they didn't trust us, but I think they had a feeling that we were heading in a direction that they could support. More recently, of course, with President Trump, there have been a lot of other issues in the relationship that have created problems. And so I think that's created another higher level of distrust. But the bottom line here is, for the Chinese, they want a peaceful solution to the confrontation on the Korean Peninsula. So that's what they are going to support.
Do you think that the president has been saying that Kim Jong-un's total posture, his entire posture changed with that second visit to meet with the Chinese leader? And the timeline does suggest, given the more bellicose comments out of North Korea post that last meeting, that something did. So if you accept that at face value, I don't know if you don't, if you do, but how did the Chinese dial this back for North Korea, or did they?
Well, honestly, I don't accept that. I don't think the Chinese encouraged Kim Jong-un to be tougher or to not agree to a summit. I don't think that happened.
But what happened? What prompted the more bellicose talk on the North Koreans' part then?
Well, I think what's happened is the public statements by administration officials on the Libya model, which is essentially North Korea gives up its nuclear weapons and then maybe gets something in return. That has triggered a fierce response, and that's entirely predictable.
So you're saying it started with us. This is the Trump administration's fault.
I think it is in part the Trump administration's fault. In part, I think we could have expected some of these tactical moves by the North Koreans leading up to the summit because they want to look tough.
Everyone wants to look tough. All right, Joe Witt, thank you very much. Good seeing you.